This Amazon KDP niche is making self-publishers like us hundreds of dollars per day. So today, I'm going to be doing something risky. I'm going to take the best-selling book in this niche and rebuild a competing version from scratch using AI as fast as possible. By the end of this video, we'll see exactly how long it takes, what it costs, and whether this niche is actually worth chasing, or if it's already too late. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. Okay, so the niche we're going to be copying today is the axolotl coloring book niche. If we look through this top page, we can see that there are a lot of self-published authors claiming the top spots, but the best-selling book we're actually going to be copying today is this one right here, making $144 a day, and it is called Axolotl Coloring Book. So we're going to click on it here, and I'm going to do a listing analysis as to why it's actually selling so well. So the reason why this book is bringing in over $8,000 a month in revenue is because of a few factors. One, it has very high reviews. It has 324 reviews, which is why it can set itself apart from the competition. Two, it directly targets the axolotl coloring book keyword in the title, and we can see that the book is priced competitively at $9.83, which is slightly lower than standard $9.99. So because of these few factors, it is outcompeting the competition here on Amazon. But the book definitely has some major weaknesses, and that's why we're going to be copying it today. The number one major weakness it has is the cover. The cover is actually not that attractive. If we analyze it, we can see that the cover is very, very basic. It just says axolotl coloring book and has a very basic illustration of an axolotl sipping some kind of drink. And I would actually say that this cover looks a lot worse compared to a lot of the competing covers. This one right here, I think this one looks a lot better. I also think this one looks a lot better, and a lot of these should definitely outcompete this one, but because of a few key strengths this book has, it is outcompeting the rest of the books in this niche. So because of that, I think that there's a lot of opportunity here for us to create a competing book using AI and beat the bestseller. Okay, so now that we know why this book is selling so well and how we can outcompete it, we actually have to generate the coloring book. Okay, so the tool we're going to be using to actually generate the coloring pages is a tool called LitPal.ai, and let's just head over to the dashboard. And from inside the dashboard, we're going to go over to the coloring book generator, and now we're going to describe our axolotl coloring book. So for the title, I'm going to put the title as axolotl scenes. And then for the book description, I'll say the same thing, axolotl scenes. And then for the art style, I'm going to choose bold and easy because that's kind of the art style we're going for. And then for the number of pages, I'm going to turn this up to 40 pages. Then I'm going to turn content visibility onto private, and I'm going to press generate coloring book. And just like that, guys, in less than just a few minutes, our entire axolotl coloring book has been generated by LitPal. So I'll press view. And as we can see, it did a really great job generating all the axolotls for our coloring book. As we can see, there's an axolotl on each of these pages. And overall, these look really, really great. The detail on these is just amazing. And they're all very unique and interesting. I think they'll make for a really, really great coloring book. So I'm going to flip through these for a couple of minutes just to kind of show you guys how well LitPal did. And then we're going to format the interior. So anyways, now that we have the fully illustrated interior for our coloring book, it's time to actually format all the pages. So I'm going to press download all right here. Then I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm going to open up this file, and here we'll have all of the coloring pages ready for us to format. So to format this book as quickly as possible, I'm actually going to use a tool called Kittl. Kittl is an intuitive graphic design platform that was designed for people just like us, entrepreneurs in the print-on-demand space, and it allows us to create high-quality designs incredibly quickly. So today I'll be using Kittl not only to format the entire book, but also to generate the cover. So I'm going to come here and to format the interior, I'm going to press New Project, and then from inside of here, I'm going to change the units over to inches, and then I'm going to change the size for width to 8.5, and I'll do the same for the height. So we're going to be creating an 8.5 by 8.5 inch coloring book, and I'll press Create. And here we'll have our first artboard. Now we have to actually import all of our pages that we downloaded from LitPal. So I'm going to come over here to the upload section of Kittl, and I'm going to press upload. And then I'm going to select all of our coloring pages that LitPal generated for us, and I'm going to press open. And now I'll just wait for all these pages to be uploaded to our Kittl account. Just like that, guys, as we can see, all 40 of our axolotl themed coloring pages have been added to our Kittl document. But now I'm going to spend a couple of minutes actually formatting this. So what I did is I went ahead and duplicated an artboard 80 times. And the reason I did that was because I needed to have space for 40 of these images, and I needed one blank page between each of the pages. So now I'm going to show you guys how to actually format your coloring pages. So I'm going to shrink these down a little bit so that way they can fit to our artboards. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my designs, and I'm going to drag it over here to the first artboard, and I'll format it like so. And if I just center it like that, our first coloring page will be formatted. So now I'll just continue this process, leaving one blank page between each coloring page, and I'm going to continue this for the entire coloring book until I've finished the interior. And I'll come right back to you guys once I'm done. Okay, so now I've actually gone ahead and finished the entire coloring book, formatting each of the coloring pages. So now I'm going to download it. So to download our interior, I'm just going to press this little download button right here, and I'm going to make sure it's selected all artboards. Then I'm going to press PDF as the download type, and then I'm going to click optimize quality, and then I'll click download. And just like that, guys, we have the full manuscript downloaded, and this is what it is looking like. I downloaded it as a PDF, and I think it came out really, really well with all the scenes in here and all the pages formatted so quickly. So now that we have the entire interior for our book done, I think we're going to move on to generating the cover using Kittl. So I'm going to head back into Kittl, and I'm going to press new project. And now I have to find the size I want to create the book in. Okay, so now I have to find the dimensions for my coloring book cover. So here I am on the KDP Cover Calculator. So first I'm going to enter my book specifications here, and then I'm going to press calculate dimensions. And here it gave me the width and the height for our book. So I'll just copy this here into Kittl. I'm going to make sure unit is selected on inches. And then I'm just going to press create. And just like that, we'll basically have the template ready for our coloring book covers. So now I'm going to actually start designing our coloring book cover. So I'm going to start by duplicating this, and I'm going to head back into Amazon, and I'm going to find my competitor's cover. Here it is, and I'll just copy the image. Then I'm going to paste that here into Kittl, and I'm going to kind of have this on the side so I can kind of see what our competitor's cover looks like and how we can outcompete them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a spine to the back of our cover. And now that I have the spine here, I'm going to look for a background. So I'm going to go here to the images tab, and I'm going to look for an ocean background. I kind of like the way this one looks, so I'm going to bring it into our project. And then I'm going to remix the image. So I'm going to press remix right here. I'm going to ask it to make this look like a cartoon. That way we can have a cartoon-like background. And then I'm just going to press generate. And it just finished, and I think it looks really, really good. So I'm just going to bring this over to our project. I'm going to delete the original image, and I think this background looks really, really amazing. So now I'm going to generate some axolotls we can put here on the cover. So I'm going to press generate image, and then I'm going to click style, and I'm going to look for a good style you can use. So I'm going to go down here to clip art, and I'm going to use this clip art, this kawaii icon clip art style here. I'm going to ask it to generate a pink axolotl, and then I'll press generate. I think that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to repeat this process a couple more times, and then I'll come right back to you guys once I've finished. So I've gone ahead and generated a few more of our little characters here, and now I'm going to remove the background. So I'll just press remove background on all of these, and now I'm going to like arrange these around our scene. And overall, I think that's looking pretty good. So now we got to add some text to this to actually show at the title of our cover. So I'm going to call this, I'm just going to write axolotl pictures, and I'm going to format the text like this, and we're going to play around with the settings to make this text look really good. So one thing I really like about Kittl is all the fonts that it has. So I'm going to look for a fun font we can use. I'm kind of liking this one right here. I actually really like this spot right here. I think this one's a good one. So now I'm going to click on the text again, and I'm going to change the text color to white, and then I'm going to add a text shadow to it. That way it pops a little bit more. And I'm going to make the shadow black. And I think that the text is looking pretty good. And just like that, I think the front cover of our book is actually looking really good. So now let's work on the back cover. So I'm just going to go back to our upload section, and I'm going to pick out a few of these pages that I think look really good. Like this scene, I think looks amazing. So I'll have that here on the back cover. Also really like this scene right here. So I'll drag that in like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some shadows behind each of these images to make it look really good. So I'm going to click here on the shadow section right here. I'm going to have it add a shadow to our image. Wait, it kind of pops from the background a little more. Then I'm going to press copy style on here. I'm going to paste this style on the rest of the images, so that way they all match. Because of how easy to use their AI features are, I was able to create this really nice looking cover in like 5 or 10 minutes. And I think it turned out really, really well. So now once I'm ready to actually export my cover, I'm going to come here to the export button. I'm going to select my artboard, which is artboard 1. Then I'll select PDF, and I'm going to press optimize quality, and I'll press download. And now I've gone ahead and opened my cover in a new tab, and I think this is looking really, really nice. So now that I've finished formatting the interior here in Kittl, and I finished the cover in Kittl, Now it's time to actually publish our book to Amazon KDP. And to do that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Amazon KDP's website, create a free account, and I'm going to press create new title or series. Then I'll press paperback. And here as well, I'll actually upload the files for my cover and my interior for my coloring book. Guys, Kittl has also become one of my favorite graphic design tools for Amazon KDP. And if you guys want to try out Kittl with a 25% off discount, you can by using the code ZACHYT. All you have to do is go to the top link in the description, sign up for Kittl for free, and if you choose to upgrade, use my code ZACHYT for a 25% off discount. Kittl is a great tool, and it allows you to create interiors, covers, and almost anything you'd need for your Amazon KDP business relatively quickly. So go ahead and check it out using the top link in the description. Just like that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I really had a lot of fun making this one. Big thanks to Kittl for helping me create this video. And if you guys want to try out Kittl, definitely sign up using the top link in the description and use my 25% off code ZACHYT if you guys want to save a bit of money. Also, if you're interested in how I generated the coloring pages so quickly, you can also check out LitPal.ai. That link will be in the description as well. Guys, the axolotl coloring book niche has been profitable for a little while now, and there's tons of self-publishers doing incredibly well in that niche. So if you jump on this opportunity now and create a book as soon as possible, you could definitely see some sales and build a profitable new income stream. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to subscribe. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers, and we've been growing so quickly. So thank you guys. And as always, guys, stay publishing.